Paula. So welcome to International Day for Tolerance. I think you're going to learn a lot of skills around how you can improve your tolerance for not only yourself, but your clients, your friends and family. And I just love this gorgeous picture that is on the main website for UNESCO today. So if you're watching it live or rewatching it, remind yourself of perhaps this is the reason to sit down for an hour and just learn some of those skills and how being a little bit more tolerant in the world is good for all of us. So talking about children, I want to take you back to your first classroom. I don't think any of you are going to be as old as this, but maybe your first classroom looked like that. Mine certainly didn't, but there might be a few that did. Or perhaps your classroom looked like this. So taking you back to one room in that school life of yours that perhaps you remember vividly. Or maybe you were educated by School of the Air. So I recently visited them in Alice Springs, and this lovely lady called Sarah on the right-hand side is a junior primary teacher, and she's teaching, 5 and 6 year olds online every single day with absolute joy. She was wonderful. Not all our teachers are like that, so perhaps one of your teachers was like this. We can all remember one of those teachers. Or were your teachers like this, where they really encouraged you, particularly about building your strengths? So just to put my kind of world in context for you, I left the UK to go and live in Spain in 1998. I went for 4 weeks and I ended up staying a year, and I trained as an ESL teacher at the time. And I was quite surprised, being an English speaker, about how little I knew about the English language. And I know that you'll all be experts at the English language, probably better than I am, but I'm not sure if you knew how many sounds are in the English language. So we have 44 sounds and then 250 ways of spelling our words. It's a really, really tricky language to learn and a tricky language to teach. And what I noticed once I became a school teacher here in Australia is that specifically people with dyslexia find this really, really hard with that amount of spellings and sounds we have. So they tend to spell a lot of words backwards, which I thought would be okay for today because we're talking about stress potentially, and all that is the word dessert spelled backwards, which is probably why we reach for the desserts when we're feeling a bit stressed out. One of the most famous people that I know has dyslexia and has gone on to be incredibly successful, and I had the absolute privilege of almost working with him a couple of times back in the late 80s, was this wonderful man called Sir Richard Branson. And he is a real advocate for dyslexia and for still becoming successful in life, despite this, what he calls a disability that he had as a child and still has, of course. This man is a very, very busy man. And I want you to think for a minute about that word.